Good morning. Welcome to Florida Cancer Specialist Ribbon Cutting. I'm Sandy Shaw with National Property Inspections. I'm ambassador for the Chamber, and I would love to thank you all for coming. And I would like now, at this point in time, introduce Shelley Glenn. She's going to make her introductions for everybody, and thank you, Shelley, and then I'll come back to it.
I think there's a workers' comp waiting to happen with this short space here. Good morning, everyone. This is really wonderful. We have, and I'm going to turn it over very shortly to our CEO, Brad Prechtel, but I'm Shelley Glenn, the Chief Marketing and Sales Officer for Florida Cancer Specialists, and this day has definitely been a long time coming. Getting everything organized, I really want to give a special thank you to our amazing staff, our fantastic physicians, our physician liaison, Rhonda Webster, Inga Gonzalez. I know Pam is here somewhere, where the office manager is working very, very hard because we have to make sure that there is a great transition of patients while we're all having fun down here. This is very, very special. Our partnership with Florida Hospital means so much to Florida Cancer Specialists, and I know Brad's going to talk about it, but being here on site and doing what's best for the patient is really the core of everything that we do. There's Pam, I see her back there, the office manager. Also want to thank all the support from many of the healthcare companies that are here today for supporting a lot of the things that we're doing, so thank you to everyone. Also thank you to the Chamber. We're pleased as well to have the City Commissioner here, which is wonderful, and our amazing partnership with Florida Hospital. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce Brad Prechtel, who is the CEO of Florida Cancer Specialists, and to say a couple words and then we'll go from there. Just so you know, kind of the timing, we are going to be speaking for 3 hours. No, we're going to be speaking, so I hope you're comfortable. No, we're going to be speaking for about 20 minutes, not me, so that's a good thing, for about 20 minutes, and then after that we're going to go outside and do the ribbon cutting. We'd like to get everybody in the picture. We're going to be taking all kinds of pictures, and then we're going to be going and eating, yes, and coffee. So thank you again, and I'll turn it over to Brad.
Good morning. I'd like to also welcome everybody here, the Chamber, Florida Hospital, our pharmacy partners, our staff, and equally important, our physicians. I'd like to introduce our physicians from Florida Cancer Specialists that will be practicing here in this location. First, we have Dr. Karen Bigman, Dr. Kit Downey, Dr. Eric Harris, and Dr. Matsara Khan. Our tagline as an organization is world-class medicine, hometown care, and this is an example of what we do and what we're trying to do within the state of Florida. This is a new location that we just opened up here in the last 6 months. We're trying to keep patients with a cancer diagnosis close to home. We see it time and time again, Shelley and I, as we travel throughout the state. Patients, it's bad enough to have a cancer diagnosis, it's another thing to have to travel long distances. And many of you are aware that it's not just the patient who's affected when they have a cancer diagnosis, it's also the family. And as, once again, as many of you are aware, when patients are coming in for visits, oftentimes they might have a family member with them or friends. And we see patients, if they didn't have access to a location close to home, they might throw in the towel and, just go home and die. And we don't want to do that. We want to keep community oncology alive. We have 180 physicians within our organization and 90 locations. Even I can do that math. We have a lot of locations in coverage throughout the state. We continue to grow. In the last year, we expanded into the last 2 years into the east coast of Florida. A year ago, struck a relationship with Florida Hospital, and it's been a great relationship here in Flagler and Volusia counties, and we're continuing to expand that relationship in other markets. So very exciting to open up this location, and we have more locations to come. I was on the American Cancer Society website today, and they just produced some statistics through 2015. But in the United States, 1.7 million Americans will be diagnosed with cancer this year. Pretty astounding. In almost 50-50 men and women. No surprise for women, the highest diagnosis is breast cancer. For men, prostate cancer. Lung is close thereafter. The biggest killer of patients is still lung cancer for both men and women. Fortunately, we've made great strides with taking care of patients over the years. Shelley and I were at an American Cancer Society event about a year ago, and it was interesting seeing the statistics year over year and throughout the history of cancer. But back 50 years ago, 9 out of 10 patients died from cancer. Today, almost 2/3 survive. So we've made great strides. We still have to make more strides. There's new technologies coming out, new drugs all the time. You can rest assured that within Florida Cancer Specialists, you get the same state-of-the-art care, whether it's in Sebring, Florida, here in New Smyrna Beach, or at MD Anderson, Moffitt Cancer Center. We're delivering the same state-of-the-art care, and we believe actually more effective care because we're keeping patients close to home. A little bit about Florida Cancer besides our size. We also have state-of-the-art services in-house between the central lab that's comparable to Quester LabCorp. We don't want patients to have to go to several locations to receive their services. So when you come to one of our locations, you can have your lab taken care of. We have in-house hematopathology for bone marrow interpretation. We have 4 full-time hematopathologists to interpret the hematopathology. Those results are available within 24 hours. Typically, that would take at least a week, if not longer. The physicians know that. For the ones that have not been a part of FCS in the past, those results are turned around very quickly, which allows us to get the right treatment in place. We also have radiology services in a number of our locations, as well as radiation therapy. In this market, we work closely with Florida Hospital, who provides those services. We also have an in-house pharmacy called RX2Go. Huge challenge for patients to get access to the oral oncolytics. They're very expensive drugs, and there's more and more oral therapies coming on the market almost monthly. And in our case, your prescriptions are filled in-house for the plans that we can fill in-house, which is about 80% of all the scripts that are written by our physicians. We also have access to a number of different charities and also do a lot on our own in terms of taking care of patients who can't afford to pay. We're very proud of that. We want to keep patients within Florida Cancer, keep you close to home, and have a great outcome. We also have a big focus on clinical research. We have more trials accessible to our patients than even, and I'm not bad-mouthing Moffitt Cancer Center, I'm just doing some comparisons. Because a lot of patients do not realize we offer more trials to our patients than what an organization like the Moffitt Cancer Center offers. We not only offer phase 2 and 3, but also phase 1. We have an incredible physician in Sarasota, Dr. Manish Patel. We're actually adding a second physician to our phase 1 unit, Dr. Judy Wang, who will join us at the end of June. And this is in conjunction with the standard therapies that we can offer to patients and hopefully, once again, ensure that they have a successful outcome. But we're very proud of, once again, our relationship with Florida Hospital, this location. I think it's absolutely beautiful. For those of you who haven't been upstairs, we hope you come back for the open house or even today, take a quick tour of the facility. And so thank you again for being here. And I'm going to turn it over now to Dr. Karen Bigman to say a few words. Thank you.
Hi, welcome. Thank you everybody for coming out. Beautiful morning here today. So this is very, very exciting for me. I've been in this community for 20 years. Gosh, I hate to say that. Oh my gosh. But I came down from New York 20 years ago, and my main practice has been up in Ormond. I have been with the Florida hospital system for that length of time. So in December, I met these great people and was offered, I guess you can say it, an opportunity I couldn't resist, and that was to offer my patients excellent patient care and really the advancements of modern technology and the ability in this ever-changing landscape of medical care to give them what they needed to help treat and cure cancer. So that's what we're working towards. This is a company, an organization that is second to none, and I can honestly say that just being here for 6 months. And I look forward to all your continued support. Thank you all for coming out, and make sure you look upstairs. Beautiful.
Thank you, Dr. Bigman. And now I want to turn it over to Dr. Kit Downey.
My mission is to make it less than 20 minutes. I just want to thank you for coming. I think Dr. Bigman said it, Dr. Harris and Dr. Khan, all of us are delighted to be here. We're delighted to provide care for patients that's closer to home. That's what it's all about. We have access to quality care, quality research, and you can't do any better than coming here, and you'll see it when you go upstairs. We have fabulous staff, the best that I've been doing oncology for, oh my God, 30 years. I got you beat. And there's no place better than here or our staff. And hope you never meet us.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it, Dr. Downey and Dr. Bigman. I did want to mention a couple of things just to add to what Brad had mentioned. Florida Cancer Specialists also has a nonprofit foundation which helps cancer patients with their non-medical expenses, electric, phone, water, rent, mortgage, and 100% of every donation goes to patient grants. There are very few. There was just an article that came out about some charities that are misusing funds and so forth. This is not the case. Actually, the Florida Cancer Specialist Foundation this year will probably give out about $600,000 in patient grants, and those grants are paid directly to the electric, phone, water, rent, mortgage company. Because, as was mentioned by a couple of the speakers, if someone's home is being, if they're being evicted from their home or their car is being repossessed, the last thing that you think about is, I'm going to show up for treatment. So we want to make sure that every patient has a fighting chance, especially in this community. And just know that with the foundation, it's not only for Florida Cancer Specialist patients. If these are patients that just need radiation oncology or hypothetically surgery and are not even seeing a Florida Cancer Specialist, wonderful physician like the four sitting here, they're still eligible as long as they're an adult. So it's good to know that these are the types of commitments. Brad also had mentioned something in regard to the phase 1 clinical trials, and coming from Sarasota, I know how far it is from Sarasota to New Smyrna Beach, which is not around the corner. And while there are clinical trials that are offered throughout the state through Florida Cancer Specialists and our partnership with Sarah Cannon Research Institute, we also have a wonderful partnership with an organization called Angel Flight that allows patients from this area to actually, for free, take a flight over for a phase 1 drug development trial. So these are the kinds of resources that we help coordinate to ensure that they are available for patients that live here so they don't have to get on a plane or drive for hours. So I think those things are also very important. At this point, I am thrilled and pleased to turn everything over to Marlene Thomas, who is the director and a wonderful partnership with Florida Hospital. We are thrilled with this relationship, and I know that you know more about this building than anybody else because you're based here. So Marlene, let me turn it over to you.
Welcome to Florida Hospital, New Smyrna Health Park. We're thrilled you're here today. Florida hospitals in Volusia and Flagler counties are truly proud to be affiliated with Florida Cancer Specialists and Research Institute. As one of the largest medical oncology and hematology practices in the U.S., this affiliation allows us to strengthen and standardize our medical oncology and hematology services across the Volusia-Flagler region and provide cancer patients with the most advanced, comprehensive, and coordinated care available. that's been alluded to earlier. Our new partnership with FCS benefits our Southeast Volusia community in so many ways. First and foremost is the availability of local access to the greatest number of clinical trials that was mentioned earlier that's offered by any private oncology practice in the state of Florida. Florida Cancer Specialist shares with our Florida hospital mission, extending the healing ministry of Christ. We're proud to be a partner and thrilled to welcome FCS to our new Smyrna Health Park. I welcome you to join FCS in taking a look at the building as well. Anything that I can help you with here at the new Smyrna Health Park, please do not hesitate to seek me out. Thank you.
Thanks, Marlene. I also want to acknowledge my partner in crime from Florida Hospital, Bev Ivy, who heads up marketing. So thank you, Bev, for being here. I also now want to introduce, I guess I'm trying to make sure, Sandy, I'm on the right schedule. Where is Sandy?
I'm right here.
There, in a blue hat, I don't know where I'd find her. Because I don't know whether we're going to go with Sandy or the commissioner. Okay.
Well, the commissioner and Sue are.
Okay, so
Our
I'd
fearless
now
leader.
like to call up the new Smyrna Beach commissioner, Judy Riker, to say a couple of words, and we really, really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.
Well, Brad and Shelley, doctors and group, we're delighted that you're here, and I know that the hospital is delighted with the affiliation, and what could be better than to have your services right here in our city. Traveling back and forth, it is a problem for people. My husband had cancer 20 years ago, and praise God, he's never had a recurrence, and it was very important to be local for the services that we receive from the hospitals and the doctors. So I'm delighted that you're here. Welcome on behalf of our city of New Smyrna Beach, and we wish you all the best. Thank you.
And now I'm going to call up Sue, and I know that you want to say.
Very brief.
Okay, Sue Williams wanted to say a couple of words, so thank you.
I'm Sue Williams, Executive Director of the Southeast Volusia Chamber, and I just wanted to say thank you for becoming members of the Chamber of Commerce, the Southeast Volusia Chamber of Commerce. We are so excited. Businesses invest in chambers as much for the futures of the places they live as well as for their companies. And we can't thank you enough because you're really investing in our future. I can't tell you, physicians, how many people have already been in my office telling me what you have done for them already. And these centers of influence, thank you, chamber members, for being here, and our media sponsors and board members, to spread the word of all the availability and resources that are here. So I just wanted to say thank you so much. And if there's anything that we can do on your behalf, please let us know.
We're going to go ahead and do a ribbon cutting here, but once again, I want to thank everybody for being here. I failed to mention, of the 1.6 million of new cancer diagnoses per year, we'll see 50,000 new patients within Florida Cancer Specialists this year. So around 5% of the total cancer cases throughout the country. The other thing too, we're physician-owned and physician-led. Even though I have a CPA and MBA, I work for our physician owners. And so we're here in Florida for the long term. We're not owned by a corporation who's trying to squeeze every dollar from every patient. So I think that's important as well. But thank you again, and so we'll go ahead and do the ribbon cutting.
Yeah, we're going to, did you want to, Sandy?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. We're going to now do a field trip. We are going outside. And I know it's warm outside, but we're going to block the doors and not let you get breakfast unless you come to the ribbon cutting. No, I'm kidding. I also want to, was it BI?
No.
Provided breakfast?
No.
Okay, well, we want to thank the folks that provided breakfast this morning. We truly appreciate it. It was very, very kind to them. They can provide me shopping for anything they want. But again, also to echo what Brad and our fabulous physicians have said, thank you so much for being here. It's really about the community. It's about doing what's right. It's about being here in New Smyrna Beach and ensuring that folks have access to great care, great technology, great physicians, the best in treatments, amazing staff, and that you don't have to take a road trip. And again, I want to echo and re-echo, we really appreciate and value the partnership with Florida Hospital. We are actually lucky that, and not even just lucky, but very strategic in the sense that we are the exclusive provider for medical oncology and hematology services with Florida Hospital in Volusia and Flagler counties. And these wonderful physicians were hand-chosen as the best of the best, so thank you.
And I want to put a plug in for Daryl Toll. He's the regional CEO for Florida Hospital in this market. Really a huge amount of credit to him for reaching out to me a little over a year ago to try and make this relationship come to fruition. And I think at the end of the day, just like was communicated earlier, it's a great partnership and both organizations are really devoted to patient care. So thank you to Daryl.
Thank you very much.